So it is 240 grade emery cloth. You get it on a roll from Screwfix. Wrap it round the buffing wheel, mark where the join is, take it off, and then when you stick it, just overlap the joint a little bit, and that'll make sure that when you put it back on the wheel it's nice and tight. And when you fitted it to the buffing wheel goes this way, so make sure that the joint is facing away from the direction of travel, otherwise it'll pick up and rip it off. You'll probably find that once you've stuck the band together it's a bit difficult to get on, so what I do is just feed it on with a screwdriver. The tighter you can get it, the better really. So you really want to be below the centre of the wheel, so that if it does catch the piece it'll throw it away from you, rather if it's here it can throw it into you. So, and if you draw it towards you you'll get a deeper cut than if you take it away, because you're feeding it into the abrasive that way. See, that there's quite pitted on that bit, you can see that. See now, majority of those pits are gone, so you don't need a lot of pressure, just keep moving it and checking it. Sometimes easier to use it on the edge, it doesn't seem to catch it so much. So it's just a matter of continuing that until you're happy with the finish, and then you can move on to the 240. You only have to do it gently, just enough to take the pitting out. You can use these scotchbrite wheels on the grinder. You get them off eBay, different grades, fine, medium and coarse. This is a fine. They just so it gives a fairly fine finish. Before polishing, if you want to go the extra mile, you can always use some wet and dry. This is 600 grit. The last on the wheel was 240, so you could probably go 400 and then 600, but use wet. So this is a sisal polishing mop, coarse, used with a grey coloured polishing compound. You load the buffing wheel like that, and then just basically polish away. Yeah, it's a matter of keeping it moving in different directions, medium pressure. You really want to polish away until all the polish has been used up. So as you can see, it's already starting to polish it. You see it's shiny there compared with it being dull there. I'll just polish this half just to show the difference. This shows the gear change lever on the bottom has just been done up to 600 grit wet and dry, finished off by hand, and the upper one went to 600 grit wet and dry, and then has had its first buff with the coarse buffing compound, the grey compound on the sisal wheel. So this is a medium buffing wheel, this is a stitched wheel, and again just load it up with the compound, and just you can see the colour changing across the wheel as the compound goes on. Try to go the opposite direction initially to the way you finished off with the course. So I finished off with the course that way, so start at an angle this way. You need to keep your buffing wheels clean. I mean, they will get dirty with the compound, and if they do start to get clagged up, you can use a wire brush with them spinning. You can just use a wire brush just to clean them up. But when you finish with them, it's best to put them in either a drawer just on their own or in plastic bags, because the last thing you want is any grit getting in them, because that could obviously scratch your workpiece. And don't mix the compounds on the wheels, so either mark each one so you know which compound it is, or have some other method of doing it. And again, just keep going until you can see the compound on it. Just keep going until you can't see any more compound, and then you can reload again. Keep going until you've got a uniform finish. I don't know if it shows, but the course, just done with the course, is on the left of the black line, and with the medium, which is the brown, is to the right. So this is the final polish. This is what they call a loose leaf buffer, obviously because it's got loose leaves, and you can either use green or blue. So I've just bought this, so I'm going to try the blue. So the same thing, load the wheel up till you see the colour change, then buff away. You can see that. So this is with the fine against the medium. It's a bit more difficult to see the difference. Now with the Solvol, apply it to the part, not to the wheel, else it'll fly everywhere. And again, this is a loose leaf mop. This is just a cheap one, just for doing the Solvo, because it hasn't really got much meat to it, but it's ideal for doing this. Just be careful when you're doing these not to catch the ends on the spindles, because that makes you sweat. and there we go. So for just a comparison, that's high level exhaust heat guard, which is chromed, bought chromed, professionally chromed, and this is the kickstart polished steel. So that's the level of polish you need before you replica chrome it, because whatever's underneath the chrome is going to show through. So the smoother you can get it, the better it's going to look.